Hey, 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 happy day. Be full of beans for your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with the beans. And I want to talk about the idiom today and share with you my aha moments and discoveries about this particular expression today. Because like so many idioms, so many expressions, it means different things to different people. And I grew up believing that to be full of beans was kind of a negative thing, or that it had a negative connotation because, you know, a lot of times when people eat too many beans, or at least we all know somebody, not you of course, or me, that eats too many beans, we might have some gastrointestinal activity. It livens up our intestinal tract, and some things might pass along the way that we might want to share with people. Now, it's really funny because they actually used to feed beans to racehorses before races to make them be more spirited, more lively, to give them more energy so that they would do a better job performing in races. And that and the fact that beans tend to cause gastrointestinal activity in certain people made this expression full of beans come to mean lively, more active, happy, energetic, in good spirits. And I think about when the kids were little, I used to travel to Mexico for my corporate job a lot, and I would look for fun things to bring them. And one of the best things that I brought them was, one of the things that they liked the most were these little Mexican jumping beans. So on several of my trips, I would go and I would find little cute ways that they stored or kept Mexican jumping beans for the kids to have and appreciate and have fun with. And their favorite one was this little turtle. And they played with that for like 2 years. It just gave them so much joy and so much delight because they loved to see the little beans jumping around because they were lively and happy and energetic and in good spirits, right? Who doesn't want to be around that? And so what the heck does this have to do with your business? How can being full of beans be good for your business, especially during a pandemic? You're like, Sharon, why would I want to think about being full of beans during this trying, serious, terrible crisis time of our lives? Well, because what's the alternative, right? If you don't decide to be lively and positive and focus on what's possible and do what you can do and lead your organization, who's going to do it? Nobody, right? The speed of the pack is definitely determined by the speed of the leader. I learned this in my Italian food manufacturing days. I don't know if I've shared this, but I ran and owned an Italian food manufacturing business for 35 years. And during that time, I learned, the times that I worked closely in that organization, that people would look to me for everything, for my mood. And if I was in a great mood and a lively mood and an energetic mood, we'd be, kicking butt and taking names, and we would get a ton done, and we'd be super duper productive. But if something was going on in my life, or I was just having a bad day, or I was sick, heaven forbid, because back in those days I went to work no matter what, or went to my business no matter what, and I wasn't feeling very well and I was slower than usual, the whole organization would slow down to that pace. And it used to drive me crazy until I realized that what a great example it was of the speed of the pack, the speed of the leader determines the speed of the entire organization. We see it in wolf packs all the time, right? Although with wolves, it's just the opposite. They have all, I read this not too long ago and I thought it was fascinating. In order to take care of everyone, very socialistic approach, they would have the older sick wolves be in the front and then everybody else would be behind them. And so the speed of the pack was determined by the slowest, weakest link of the organization or of that group. Not sure I would recommend that for your business. Actually, as a matter of fact, I would not recommend that for our business, and at least not my business. None of my businesses are running at the pace of the weakest link in it. So I guess I went off the track with that one. But we want to find ways as the leader to find things to celebrate, because even in times of trouble, times of challenge, actually those are the times we need to find things to celebrate even more. We need to find the things that are working. We need to focus on what we can do, focus on the things that we can impact and that are working. And we can find new problems to solve. We can do different initiatives. We can make sure that we're asking ourselves the questions that we never have time to ask ourselves otherwise, and that we're continuously improving and moving in the direction we want our business to go. It's a lot of times in our life when we need to make priority shifts and changes in our businesses, but we're so busy in the day-to-day action and running of those businesses that we make that excuse that we're too busy running the business, working in it, to actually work on it. And there's the gift of change and time, and on a global basis we all have the excuse to stop into our tracks for a couple of seconds and say, whoa, hold the phone, this is what's changed, this is what we're going to do in response to that, or this is how we want to change in response to the whole world is changing. How are we going to be a better, more positive part of that change? So beans, I say be full of beans, eat lots of beans. Beans are super good for you. The reason I have bags of beans is because I like to cook and make lots of soups and things and hearty things, especially in the winter, with beans, because beans are very good for us. And I'm not one of those people that has the gastrointestinal effect of beans. At least I don't think I do. My daughter actually named her dog Bean because she's brown like a cocoa bean, but it turns out she does have a very active gastrointestinal system, and whenever she eats certain foods or certain things, holy buckets, open the door, open the windows, turn on the fans, because it's crazy. So that's the version of beans and the impact of beans that I've mostly experienced in my life, and probably most of us have. But I say, let's be full of the dickens, let's be full of the devil, let's be full of piss and vinegar, let's be the energetic, positive impetus that our businesses and the world needs right now. That's it. That's our idiom for today. If I can help you in any way, ask, hit me up in the comments below. If there is an idiom or an expression you would like to know the history and the meaning of and how we might be able to tie it into business, share in the comments below. I would love if people would challenge me with different idioms and say, hey, how are you going to tie this one to business? Because that would be fun for me. And I like a challenge. I love a good challenge. All right. That's it. Have an awesome day, and I will, of course, see you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you apply it to your business right now? Take care.